has been way too long since I've done a good old-fashioned booktube tag, and that is why I am so grateful that my friend Eric from BREAKEVEN Books created the best possible booktube tag of all time, and I just had to drop everything and do this tag. This tag just got bumped up in my production schedule because this tag is so good, and I am so excited to share this with you today. So today we are going to be doing the Barkin Bout books tag, which is a booktube tag where you share your thoughts on different books through the context of prompts that all have to do with dogs and with pets. And you guys know me, you know I'm such a dog person. I'm a business owner who runs a dog themed business. Like, I just got so excited for this video. So before we get too deep into the content of the video, I need to shout out Eric first of all for creating this tag and also for tagging me in it. And I was honored because I was actually tagged by 2 people for this tag, which shocked me because I was like, it's been so long since I've done a booktube tag that I was kind of worried that my booktube friends had forgotten about me. But no, I actually got tagged twice in this, and that makes me so happy. So I was tagged by BREAKEVEN Books, and I was also tagged by Star Reads YA. I've linked both of their channels in the description below. Star Reads YA is awesome because she also does toy and doll stuff like I do, and she also got Courtney, the American Girl doll from 1986, which I did an unboxing of, and so it's just great. It's so much joy here. And we are also starting today's video with a small business shout out. So today the small business shout out goes to RachelzWorld Designs. So the company RachelzWorld Designs, which is an Etsy store making handcrafted jewelry and accessories. Rachel, the owner of this business, reached out to me because she had been seeing my anti-MLM videos and she enjoyed them, and she was like, I want to send you some earrings. So she sent me, look at these. She sent me these little paw print earrings. How cute are they? And they were so perfect to wear in today's video, talking about animals and talking about dogs and books and stuff. So shout out to RachelzWorld. I have linked her store in the description below. You want to support a small business, check that out. In honor of the video, wearing my Happy Holidays shirt. The Happy Holidays collection with My Small Business Forever Home Friends is going to be coming back. It is a seasonal collection that I put out for the holiday season. So we've got the Happy Holidays shirt, we've got a mug, and we've got a beanie. So stay tuned because on foreverhomefriends.com, those items are going to be re-releasing soon for the new holiday season, or the holiday season, right? If you want pup dates, I can't get enough of the dog puns. If you want pup dates on when stuff is coming out for My Small Business Forever Home Friends, make sure you sign up on our pup date email list, which I've linked in the description below. We're almost ready to get into the book talk, but first, I need to give a shout out to all of my Patreon supporters. This video was brought to you by them. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and supporting me. Check out the description below, everyone watching, because my top tier patrons who give $5 a month and up all have their own stores or social media pages or own YouTube channels linked in the description below as well. So go ahead and check them out and give them a follow. Let's bark about some books!
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should pick up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.
What's up, my fellow small business supporters? It's Savvy. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Central, I put out new videos about books, writing, small business owner life, roasting business scammers, all that good stuff. And because my channel has so many components to it, I decided when answering the prompts about these different books, I was going to use books from a variety of sources. So because I am a combination AuthorTube channel and anti-MLM and business scammer expose channel and BookTube and book review channel, since I've kind of got all of those elements, I decided that for this video, I wasn't just going to look at fiction that I've read in the past. I'm going to pull from fiction books that I like. I'm going to pull from books that I have written myself that I want to talk about since I'm also an AuthorTube channel. So the first question on this tag is, I've got a bone to pick with you. And that is to name a book that was good until it wasn't. So a book that you started off enjoying, but then at the end you were like, don't like this anymore. That one is going to be this. Drama by Raina Telgemeier. I talked about this book in the tag, or for the cancel-a-thon, readathon that I did that was run by A.G. McDonald. When I was doing that one, I read this book as the graphic novel pick for that readathon, and in my wrap-up video, I talked a little bit about how this book was a disappointment to me, but it wasn't a disappointment like until the end. I was actually really loving a lot of this book. So the plot revolves around middle school students putting on a school play together, which really, that was so nostalgic for me because I was a middle school theater kid and I took part in high school theater in terms of acting and in stage and tech crew. Like, I kind of did all the stuff. And so this book just had like so many memories, and I thought the art in it was just so cute. The art was just like so colorful and fun, and I love Raina Telgemeier's work. I think she's a great artist, and I would definitely read some of her other books in the future. But this one, just at the end, I stopped understanding what was going on. And I don't want to give spoilers or give away the ending, but if you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about if I explain this. So during the book, there's this main girl named Callie, and she meets these two brothers who have very similar names. Let me see. I don't even remember what they are because they're so similar. Okay, there's twin brothers named Jesse and Justin. And I kept getting Jesse and Justin confused. I'm like, I know that naming twins similar things is cute, but like in a book where you're trying to keep the characters, like remember which one's which in your mind, it's like, I can't remember which one's Jesse and which one's Justin. And then it seemed like the main girl, Callie, was going to have a relationship with one of them. And then there was like this twist at the end, which made me think that I had gotten the brothers confused this whole time, and then I had to like flip back through it. But it turned out that there was just like some twist, but I don't want to give it away and say like who ends up with whom because I don't want to like spoil anything, but I was just so lost. And then it made me feel really bad about myself because I was like, this graphic novel is targeted at like middle school audiences, and like I'm an adult with a master's degree in English, and I was like, I don't understand what happened. So I went on Goodreads to try to understand what happened, and some like people either were just like, I love this book because it's so cute, or other people were like, I also didn't understand what happened. So anyway, I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with this book. A few people have asked if I'm going to do an in-depth review on it. Probably not, just because like there's really not that much to talk about other than like I liked it for most of the book, and then the ending just left me so confused that I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I got a bone to pick with it. The second prompt is to name a book or series that gives you the warm feelings of home. So for this one, this question and the next one, I'm going to talk about my writing. So for this one, I'm going to go with Forever Home Friends series, which is my series of picture books, stuffed animals, and toys based on real rescue dogs and their journeys to getting adopted. We give 10% of our profits to animal shelters. This is the proof of our newest book, which is coming out November 7th. This is called The Love of Senior Dogs, and you know, Forever Home Friends, it's dog themed, and it's like a book that gives you feelings of home. So it has home in the name, like Forever Home Friends, because the whole idea is, right, that you're helping these dogs get adopted and find forever homes. So this book is the newest one in our series. It's called The Love of Senior Dogs, and it features the stories of 12 different senior age dogs ages 9 through 15 who have become people's friends forever. Because I'll read what it says on the back, right? We all know the joy of a new puppy, but what about 10 years later when that pup's all grown up? Senior age dogs have so much love to give, from their sweet cuddles to their gentle demeanor, plus many of them never seem to slow down. This book features 12 poems and art pieces based on real rescue dogs ages 9 to 15. Puppy love isn't just for puppies. Dogs are a lifetime bond, a best friendship forever. So this is a book that I wrote and illustrated. Let me find a fun art piece. Oh, I like this one. Here's a piece of art that I did and I'm proud of. So this book will be available to order soon. Stay tuned for pup dates. And then the other one that I'm going to talk about, a book that I wrote for this one, is going to be the prompt Roughing It, which is name a book that has a journey or travel element to it. And for this one, I went with One Final Vinyl. Ignore the ugly not for resale strip. The stock that I have here of signed books that don't have the ugly not for resale strip, I've mostly sold out of, and I need to order more soon. So this is my new novel, One Final Vinyl, which came out May 15th. This is the story of a young girl who ends up going on an unexpected road trip with a 90-year-old stranger who ends up at her door and needs help getting back to her senior living home. So in this book, it's an unlikely friendship between... This book is an unlikely friendship between an 18-year-old and a 90-year-old, and all the things that we can have in common that cross generational boundaries. So, and then there's the whole road trip element that the majority of the book is told through the frame of they're going on a road trip, trying to reach this retirement home, which is somehow 3 hours away. How is it 3 hours away? Read the book to find out. But that book's linked in the description below, so if you're interested in this book, I hope you like it. The next prompt is marking your territory. Name a book or series that you will always stand by no matter what. So for this, I had to pick 2 John Green books, because you guys know I love John Green. Hold up, let me show you my tattoo. I've got a tattoo from one of his books. This quote right here on my side, "You are the storyteller and the story told," which comes from Turtles All the Way Down. So in this one, I'm actually going to defend 2 John Green books, which are Turtles All the Way Down and An Abundance of Catherines, which I will die on this hill. These are the 2 best John Green books of all time, if not the 2 best just general young adult fiction books ever written. I love these 2 books so much. And for some reason, these are not, when people think of John Green, I guess they think of the ones that there have been movies made of, people think of Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars, and there's nothing wrong with those books, but to me, these books stand out as something unique and special and something that really invested me in this author and his voice. I don't know why people don't like An Abundance of Catherines. I do not get it. This book is so good. This book is just full of puns and Easter eggs and little puzzles, and things get solved through anagrams, and things get solved with little math equations. It's so clever. Everything is so intentional in the way it's structured. This writing, I've reread this book so many times. The writing in this book is just perfect. And then this book is the first representation I've seen. I've done a full review of this book, which I'll link up in the cards. But this book is the first representation I have seen of what OCD is like in a way that I understand it. So as I have OCD, and normally when I see it represented, it's a lot of things doing with cleanliness and organization, which is not how I am at all. I am a mess. My kitchen sink is full of nasty dishes that have been sitting there all week, and that doesn't gross me out. Nothing grosses me out. Except normal things, like the fact that our food is digesting in our body. That's so gross. Ew. And the fact that people, if I see another person on the street, that person has toes inside their shoes, ew. And so it's more of an intrusive thought thing with random things that freak me out for no logical reason. And this book captured that, dude. It was on point. So anyway, I will defend those books forever. The next prompt is Dig in Holes, a book that had some hidden secrets or had a big plot twist uncovered. This book right here, The Chicken Dance, this book is from forever ago. When did I read this book? So this book was published in 2007. I read this book at the beginning of high school, I think. That was, around 2007 was my freshman year in high school. So I read this book right then around the beginning of high school. And the plot twist in this just stuck with me. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything. I'll read the description of it so you guys can know what it's about. The back of it says, "My sister's name was Dawn, and my mother said she was named that because when she was born, it was like the sun had just risen. My name is Stanley." So I love the back. And then the description, "Welcome to Horse Island, where knowing about chickens is the key to popularity, and eggs are more valuable than money. This is where 11-year-old Don Schmidt lives on a chicken farm with his parents. He's sort of unpopular both at home, where his mother refers nonstop to his talented dancing dead sister Dawn, and at school, where the other kids call him New Kid, even though he's been there for years. With nowhere else to turn, Don begins a friendship with the chickens that live outside his window on the family's farm. One day, Don enters the chicken judging contest at the local dairy festival and becomes the youngest person in history ever to win. This spurs a dramatic chain of events that makes Don the most popular kid in town, but it also leads him to discover that his parents may have been hiding family secrets." So this story, the kid named Don, D-O-N, his name is actually Stanley, but his mom calls him Don because his older sister, who is supposedly dead, is named Dawn, and his parents are still obsessed with his sister and are not over it, and so he's constantly being compared to her. But then the twist is ooh, there's a big secret about his sister that he has to uncover, and the twist has stuck with me all these years later, so I recommend that. The next prompt is Stand By Me, and this is a book or series that portrayed a very loyal friendship between its characters. So this one, we're going to do the one manga on the list, which is going to be Azumanga Daioh. This is the complete collection. I love the anime and I love the original comics. I love all of it so much because this is purely just a series about friendship. It's about it's a look at, everyday life in high school. And normally, you guys know, I love Degrassi and shit like that, where you look at everyday life in high school, but generally it's very over dramatized. Like, oh my God, what is the most dramatic things that can happen between teenagers? Well, everyone's going to date. Everyone's going to cheat on each other. Everyone's going to betray each other. Someone's going to get addicted to drugs. Someone's going to get pregnant. Someone is going to end up in this whole, like, and yes, those things happen and it's important to address those, but a lot of teenage series, like, they make every character go through all of those things to make it the maximum drama. And this is like the antidote to that. I feel like this is a series where it's about 5 girls who are friends in high school. None of them have like any relationships. None of them do anything like dramatic or illegal, or like all they do is just act weird together. It's just 5 girls who are friends in high school, and they go to school and they act weird together, and they take their exams, and then they go hang out and say really weird things to each other and act weird together. And then they go take another exam, and then they go to lunch and they act weird at lunch. And I'm just like, this is the most relatable thing I've ever read. More books about girls just going to school and acting weird. I love it. The next one is Tug of War, and this is a book you have very mixed feelings about. Oh my God, with the mixed feelings, I don't even know how much I need to go into this. Y'all remember how much I want to mail Rainbow Rowell some Benadryl for this book, Wayward Son? I'll just insert some clips from my review. I had so many thoughts and opinions about this book. I give this book 1 star and 5 stars at the same time. Can I do that? I mean, yeah, I can obviously do that because this is my YouTube channel. The series is brilliant. This is beautifully written. This is going to be exploring so many incredible concepts. This is the biggest letdown of all of 2019, and I read Girl Stop Apologizing. First, we're going to talk about all the ways that this book is amazing, and then we're going to talk about all the ways that it's a complete shit show. Mixed feelings doesn't begin to describe this book. And so I still don't know. I'm going to wait until I've read the 3rd one that's coming out called Anyway the Wind Blows to see if I can forgive her. Let's start with the most obvious thing that would bother me, since I've made plenty of other videos on this topic on my channel. And that, of course, would be this. But what I don't understand is how I have read upwards of 900 pages of Simon's life story, and the word bisexual has never been typed in print in these books even once. Like, we're getting Simon's first person perspective. So after 2 whole ass years of dating a man and 3 whole ass years of dating a woman, you're gonna tell me that Simon has never even thought the phrase, "Am I bisexual?" to himself? So here's what I think the actual problem is. I think Rainbow Rowell might actually be allergic to that word. Take some allergy pills and say the word bisexual. Look, I got the Benadryl right here. This book alone gave me so many mixed feelings because there were parts that I was just in love with, and then there were parts that made me want to throw it at the wall. So, finally, Treats, a book that you are super excited about and will reward yourself by reading it. So I have a few books I want to shout out for this. First of all, I am planning a video for the future doing a review of AuthorTuber poetry collections because I have 3 AuthorTuber poetry collections, and those are Paper Daisies by Camille Merrick, Silk Flower Goodbye by Sage Gordon Davis, and The Shaping of an Angry Black Woman by Tamara Woods. And these 3 books are all poetry collections written by people in our very own AuthorTube community, and I kind of want to do a video that reads, dissects, and analyzes all of their poetry. Even though I'm not very good at poetry, I'm still excited to read it. And then finally this book, which is called Love Unpacked by Andy Franklin. And this is a memoir. So this woman, Andy Franklin, reached out to me on Twitter, and she was like, Savvy, she tagged me in a tweet. It was the nicest thing ever. She tweeted and was like, my dream is to have at Savvy review one of my books one day because her reviews are so in-depth. And I was just like, I was in awe. I was like, dude, thank you so much. So I just tweeted back and I was like, yeah, tell me about your book, let's do it. And then she mailed this to me. So I cannot wait to read and review this. So the final thing to do is to tag some other booktubers and share a little bit about your pets. So first of all, let me say who I'm tagging before I get to gush about Chewy. So I'm going to be tagging Amy Gets Lit, Bald Book Geek, A.G. McDonald, and Zach Tries to Read. I am tagging you guys because I love you all. I love all your channels, and I would love to see your guys' takes on this as well. And now it's time to talk about Chewy. Okay, so my dog is Chewy. He is so cute. I love him so much. As you know, I wrote a book about him. He is, you know, kind of the spokesperson to the Forever Home Friends in a way. But the story I want to tell kind of is Chewy's transformation. when you adopt a rescue dog, a lot of the time they have trauma. They have something from their past that you might not know about and the shelter might not even know about. And we knew with Chewie that he had difficulties getting along with other dogs. And the shelter warned us, like, you know, if you are looking for a dog that you're going to be able to take to the dog park, that you're going to take to restaurants and sit outside with you, that you are just going to be able to go take to play with other dogs, this dog might not be him. He might never be able to have to have a dog friend. It was pretty clear that he really struggled. Like, just seeing another dog across the street or poking a head out the car window, he would start freaking out. He would get so nervous. He would get so anxious, and he would bark and whine or like pace nervously around the room. So Chewie had some issues, and he still does. He still has anxieties. He still has problems that we work through. But Chewie, as of a couple weeks ago, has not one dog friend, but two. He has two friends, and I am so proud of him for that. So 2 years ago, we slowly worked on introducing him to my parents' dog, Wrigley. And we went into this with the knowledge that if it didn't work out, that was okay, because we had plans for like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and when we'd have holidays, we would, you know, do a thing where we'd be like, okay, we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner at one house and dessert at the other house. We're like, okay, we'll have Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house and hang out with Wrigley. We'll have Thanksgiving dessert at my house and hang out with Chewie. Or we do like Christmas Eve will be at my parents' house where we hang out with Wrigley, and then Christmas morning we'll hang out with Chewie at my house or something. But now, like, over a period of 2 years, we worked on getting Chewie and Wrigley introduced, and they became best friends. Like, it took a lot of training, it took a lot of treats, took a lot of, you know, getting Chewie to listen to commands, but he and Wrigley became like inseparable, the closest friends ever. So then we'd bring him over for Thanksgiving, and the two of them would just play nonstop. They'd roll around on the floor. Now my parents just recently moved to a house where they have a yard, so now Chewie and Wrigley, when we bring him over, they can go out in the yard and they roll around in the yard and they play everywhere. And my parents recently adopted a new dog just like a couple weeks ago, and her name is Kasha. She's named after my grandmother. And Kasha is a very sweet, very calm, chill, very kind dog, but she gets really excited to play with Wrigley. So we decided, okay, it's going to be really hard to introduce Chewie to this new dog because he took so long to get acclimated to Wrigley, but now they're close. So there's a chance that if we approach it right, we can make it work. And guys, it worked. Like, we introduced Chewie to Kasha, and he's made progress in even how he approaches each individual situation, because it took him so much faster to accept that this dog was safe. And so now he has two friends, and I just can't wait to bring him over for Thanksgiving to my parents' house and put him and Wrigley and Kasha all out in the yard together and watch the three of them play tug of war and roll around together and play with their toys. Oh my God. I'm so proud of my boy. Chewie, I'm proud of you. Thank you for being great. So that is the Barkin Bout Books tag. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will see you guys all on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central for the AuthorTube sleepover, and then on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Central for my new video premiere. But until then, don't forget to support small businesses. Happy reading, friends.
Hit you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.